Hello traders, John at StockBookie.com. Today we're looking at NVDA, AMD, Tesla, and MU. We follow the daily, weekly, monthly time frames. We use technical analysis here at StockBookie.com. If you like these videos, go to my website, sign up, or click down here in the bottom right hand corner and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Traders looking for a new broker, check out venomtrading.com/promo/StockBookie. Alright guys, NVIDIA daily chart. 11 million on the day, $3.19 down, and 1.46 down on the day again. So we had a nice bounce off this 181.09 area. This was a nice little pivot here. Let's move this down. We still had a nice little gap fill down here, a little bit lower, never touched it, and we still have one at 172.36 and a couple more down here. Even at 156.57. We had a nice retrace with the rest of the market. Everything's a market trace. SPY, IWM, all that goes up. This will move up as well. We're inside this bar still. Big red bar needs to get above that high candle, which is 221.39. We get above that. Next big area is gap fill and the 20 MA. Going into earnings, this thing could pop up, possibly go. If it does go up into this area, somewhere up in here, we will be shorting this one again, or buying puts, or doing something with it, maybe even writing or shorting calls. So we'll take a look. Big resistance here, here, and etc. going up. If you put a bigger Fibonacci or a smaller Fibonacci from this level to that level, you'll get some new levels up in this way. But I like this gap fill around 265 if we pop. If we drop, then we'll be looking for support areas. Let's go to the weekly. It is the weekly close. We're holding this 180. That was a big area down here. 140 and then 113 down in here is a really big area, guys. Remember, it was the stock of the year, but you get 4 of these days like this or a couple weeks like this. Look at the measured move in this one, guys. So if you go down here, I mean, this was a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 week move, okay? Now what if we get more downside for the next couple of weeks? Not that it's going to take us to 60, but this was the measured move from this high to this low. Doesn't mean we can't do it again. So this 113, 100 area, definitely in the cards, guys, if the markets start to crater. I know you're all saying, oh my gosh, what is he saying? But you know what? Hey, never know. Did anyone think this thing was coming back to 180? I was saying that for a while. I was saying on the monthly chart, wherever the 20 MA is, that's the first stop. Look where the first stop is. Right at 208. Right there. I mean, we went below. Of course, a monthly, it has a tendency of, dipping down a little bit more. Then you get the bounce up and then the close on the monthly. So it could really stretch down. It could really stretch up. Both ways you can get a nice big wick on it. So that's what this one did. And right before the close of the month, they shot it back up and clicked it over. So let's see. Usually long bars like this, guys, will lead to lower prices. So it's just a matter of how high we retrace if we do, or how much, how many weeks we go sideways into the next move lower. So again, we're going into the holiday season. Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, Christmas, New Year's Eve, all that good stuff coming up, guys. So that could be the wild card in the markets. Watch the volume on these names, especially the indexes, guys. It's very, very important. But a weekly chart, see where the 200 MA is. 113, guys. That's my target on a lot of these stocks. So just be careful. If we retrace and you're in this thing from $40 and we go back to 260, 270, take something off the table, guys. You should have been doing it up here. Because if we do go down on earnings, gosh, I think we could be at 140 easily. If we go up, I don't know if it's going to be that big of a retrace, guys. It's just not going to be one of those where we blow it out and this thing's 300 up, Anyways, that's all hearsay, 50-50 shots. I'm looking at the charts. Good resistance up here. We came back, still inside this bar on the weekly. Let's see what it gets us next week. Earnings is coming up on this one, just not sure exactly what date. I mean, I knew at one point, but I haven't looked. I'll look over the weekend. Let's look at AMD. AMD, so we had 123 million on the day. Good volume today, but just holding this area. We talked about this in our last video, the 2020 or the top. We where did we close? Don't tell me we closed right on it. Gosh, right 3 cents above it. So we did. You know what? We closed inside this bar still slightly bullish coming off this good level. We never filled the gap though. Gosh, 60. I would have liked to pierce a 16, maybe pushed at this to 15.35, then maybe. But we got the bounce. It's easy to see after the fact. We could have easily sold for 1 or 2 more days on everything. So we got the bounce. Now we're waiting for the retrace to possibly short. If this thing comes right back down, guys, then we're just going to let it go lower to buy the dip. Right now, we're in this resistance area. We have a nice big gap fill here. Next area of big resistance, though, you still have a gap fill here, too. A gap window right there. You have a gap fill, but filled the gap on this one here. I shouldn't say, yeah, I mean, if you were coming, let's see, because you have this consolidation here, you have a lot of resistance there. This is where we broke out. Yeah, you got to keep rolling up. Next area, 2161 or the 50% retrace, and then we'll see where this goes. It's really going to be a market trade, guys. Markets go up, this will go up. Markets go down as the SPY and the IWM. This will continue lower. SPY's been selling. IWM's been selling. What has this been doing? Selling. It's a market trade, guys. Gotta watch the spider. 50, see it a little bit more, guys, even the 50 MA. Remember, when we talk about this weekly charts, we always talk first target 20 MA, especially on a downtrend. Second target 50 MA, then the third target. I mean, it's when it gets so far stretched, high flyer on the weekly even. First target was this. Second target was that. Look at that. We're hitting targets now. Yeah, we got wrenched on this one. I'm out of my short in this one. I should have held a quarter. Could have got a little bit lower. But anyways, we made money on this trade. A little bit upside down on this one, holding our breath, but came right back in. So it was not a big deal because we had less than 10% of our total portfolio in this one position. Easier to handle, guys. Even if you're upside big time, came right back in. Once we started getting stretched on here, it was like, all right, it's coming in. It's just a matter of time. And when it does, it's at least coming into the 22 area and then, 15 right in here. This is good support here. If this cracks, guys, we're going right back to $9. And that's maybe when we lead lower because they just got everybody holding the bag up here, guys. And the monthly chart, since we had the monthly close, same thing. You get a big ugly candle like this, you usually get the retrace and the next leg down. So just be careful. Great support around the $9 area, $10 area. And if that gives up, guys, I've been saying $6 for a long time. I don't know if it's going to get back there, but with this long bar and this, we're most likely coming somewhere in here. This is great support. Look at all this up and down action for consolidation. I mean, it went up, bullish, choppy, sloppy, bullish pattern, and then just took off. This one went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 months, guys, if you're members. And then boom, so you knew, and look what it did. Retrace back to this inside green bar. We closed below, a little bit bearish, filled the gap though, and then it took off. So you got to watch for stuff like that, especially if you're a technical trader. Now let's look at TSLA, Tesla. Same thing, one of the greatest stocks ever for trading. 100-point swings up and down on a consistent basis. Brought it up, brought it down, brought it up, brought it down, up, down, up, down, up, down, and then, whoa, what are we doing, guys? We're retracing to this huge bar here. Nice little topping candle. And a great retrace to this area, the 350 area, 340 area. Oh, man, we're going to see what happens here. If the SPY and everything starts to sell, everything's coming right back down. So monthly chart looking a little bit looking all right. Came off of a low, 250 low, almost 100 points up, and you know what happens when it does that. Not to say that it's going to, but we filled the gap here. This is the daily chart of Tesla. We did have 7.8 million shares traded, $2.13 green. And we were 0.62% up on the day. So filled the gap though, stayed below it, a little bit down after hours. This is your next area. If you're trying to short this thing, 351, then your gap fill at 370, and then 390. Those are your areas. If you're not in a short position, you can maybe add a little bit here. Now that you see, I'm waiting for a little bit higher on this one. We did do a intraday trade on Tesla. We get in and out in those. Those were, we had a nice one. I think it was on this day, the first hit of that. I would have to look back, but those are for my members. I post them on Twitter, and then we take the trade. Boom, boom. But nice pullback, nice retrace. We're gonna see what this thing does. It's been a long week, guys. Gonna take some time off this weekend. Enjoy the time with my family. Weekly chart, same thing. We're going from this low pivot to that high pivot with the Fibonacci. We're right back into the 750 retrace. We're back into these big red bars. I mean, they go back. Every time we get back up there somewhere, then you get the big red bar and the doom doom doom. This is the weekly chart though, guys. So it could take, it could take a little bit longer. We had this move up, and then boom, kind of choppy, another retrace and straight down. So do we get this move up, one move, maybe another push up, and then the down? Or do we go up into this area here, next 360 to 373, so somewhere in here, 365, 68. So, if you're trying to short this thing, just go slow. If you're going to do a couple hundred shares, or even 200 shares, say, go 50 shares, 50 shares, 50 shares, 50 shares. And then when it clicks, you got 373. Most likely this thing's probably going to 273, maybe 300 in here. So that's what you got to look. As long as you get your average around this 350, 360, you should be all right. Even if it popped up, eventually it's going to come right back down and give that 100-point move down. So you want to get it back, you want to get it at least at the 750, somewhere up in this area in the 618, 750. That's where you got to kind of get interested in this one. There's a big retrace levels. It is Tesla though, so you got to be careful with this name. Let's see, even the intraday action, it's been pretty flat here, but we had some really good, pop-ups and then the pullbacks. And then boom, and then right back up, double top over here, trying to hold that. It's pretty incredible, guys. It's just buy the dip mentality still in these markets. I think they got to shake everybody out one more time. So the daily's all right. We'll have to keep an eye on this Tesla though. And let's go to MU. So MU got the bounce. We talked about these areas in here. Let's see. Let's go to the weekly. Go a little bit bigger so I can pull it out a little bit. Here's your low pivot right here. That's pretty much what we were hitting. That was the next level. Right there. So 34.19 gets it. You had the gap fill once before. Only hit it once. Came right back up. So, but big support from the pivot because you went up, you pulled it back, and then you went straight up again. You kind of retrace up again, down, retrace, short again. That would have been an epic short. Even on this, boom, it retraces a little bit. That's another great short there. Boom. That one even worked out. That one worked out real well too. So we got the bounce just like the markets did. Remember, markets up 3 days. A little bit shaky today, but look, this up 3 days, and everything gets a huge bounce. Damn. Kind of missed that. But with these markets selling, guys, you can't, we made good money shorting this market. We bought the dip and rode some a little bit here and there. We shorted some puts too. In these markets, you got to just step back sometimes, guys. And this, we did hit great support on the SPY. We did need a couple day bounce, and that's exactly what we got. But now we're looking for areas to come in and come, short again. So, but MU daily chart, 33 million on a day, 20 cents up, 0.50% on the day. Back above the 20 MA, which is slightly bullish. We did fill this gap, and we did stay above the 39.79 or even the $40 area, or the 20 MA at 39.80. So we're above that now. Doesn't mean we're out of the woods yet. We got to get some follow through with some volume, and then get above this trend line right around this. You know what? This gap fill I'm going for. We get above that gap fill at 42.33 on a closing basis, then possibly we're looking at 43.80 up here. Next big area will be gap fill around 45, and then these pivot tops right here. And of course, we got gap fill, gap fill, gap fill. We got some gaps to fill. Anything here? No. Pretty much the last gap. These would be some gaps to fill here at 52.64, double top at 53. If we get that high, right now we're still in the lower end of the range. We still came down. Let's go to the weekly real quick. Yeah, but nice reversal though, let me tell you. But this one was beat down 64, and then it went down to 34. I mean, that's a great drop, guys, and that's almost what, 35% or what have you. But you're holding this, and then you held this area too, where we retraced down, and then we took off. So that's going to be pretty good support right around 37.82. All right, so you got to think about that too. Retrace, came right back down. Now you have the trend line. You have a trend line breakout. Another important area is the 42. You got to get it above this trend line. Yeah, and you look at what you got going on here too. So you're trying to get above this trend line. You got the 20 and the 50 starting to curl down. So if this thing stays down here, starts chopping, guys, and this comes into price, that could send this thing easily to 28 area. And anyone think it was coming to the 34? I've been saying that. Watch my videos. It could come down to these areas. If it goes up, you're double top at this point. You know, this little pivot here around 58. See if it goes up there. If it retraces, guys, if it pops up on earnings, we're shorting it again. That's what you do with these names. So be very careful in these markets, small positions. Go to my live sessions, guys. I post them. If you subscribe, you get them. We're doing them every other day at least. You know, we'll do them here and there. No set times or anything. I just post it when I got an hour or so. We get on. We try to find a good trade, make some money, and get the heck out of the market. So we had some great intraday stuff in the last couple of weeks on some gap and craps, earning plays. We had a great trade on Apple short today, and we did a SPY put play. Almost picked it off at the top. It was pretty incredible, guys. So you know, come to our live sessions. They've been really fun. I've been teaching guys technicals and just making it happen, guys. But here was the let's go to the SPY here. There's my weekly. I'm going to go to the 10-minute. Yeah, this is where we look where we picked it off from. So here's my Twitter feed, guys. This is for our live session. This is our live session here. Or actually, no, this was I doing it live? I did a live session today. I don't think this was for my members only. But it's 6:47, guys. 6:47, which is this candle here. We were making highs, guys. That's where we took the trade. We could have pulled it off more, but I wanted a day trade. I wanted to get a good amount of share or contracts, get in, get out, and be done. So right around this time frame, this is what we did, and then 455, 424. So it was an all right trade. But these went, I think, to $7, $7.20 or something like that. They went up a little bit more. But I was in, I was out. Thank you very much, and on to the next one. We had a real good Apple trade too today. So, all right, guys, that's going to be it for this session. Watch for my Apple video, subscribe, like my videos, all that good stuff. Become a member at StockBookie.com. It's $30 a month. Very cheap, very fair. We've been killing it lately. So, all right, guys, thanks again for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. God bless. See you on the charts.